or you might be curious enough to find out what this program is all about and what it would mean to work with me and the other dating coaches and help you become a six-figure dating coach. If you have ever wanted to be a dating coach, or you've got some incredible dating skills and now you're in a wonderful, happy, loving relationship and you're wondering what to do with those skills, or lastly, maybe if you just wanted to have some kind of side hustle or start a business that generates an extra income that also gives you the freedom to travel around the world, then this is the video for you. Because I'm about to tell you how you can become a dating coach that earns 6 figures a year in 90 days or less, all without the hassle of trying to test out a business on your own or learn how to get clients and do the marketing the hard way and have it all completely fail on you, by simply breaking down all of the different methods that I use to help me become one of the world's leading dating coaches. In fact, I've been a dating coach for the last 15 years. And while starting as somebody who not only wasn't a good dating coach, but I wasn't even good at dating, I now get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. After 15 years, I make 7 figures a year just from my dating business alone. Now I'm in a wonderful, loving relationship. I've got children, and I'm just super happy with everything the way that my life went. And over the last 15 years, the biggest question I get time and time again is, how did you do it? How did you become a dating coach? And with so many people coming to me for advice, asking me to help them, I thought it was time to break down a video where I teach people exactly how to do that. And now this isn't the first time that I've taught people how to be dating coaches. In fact, I've had the pleasure of giving advice to people such as Matthew Hussey, who started Get the Guy. I was the guy that came up with the name for the program. I've worked with people such as Luke from Real Social Dynamics, who went on to become one of the really big instructors in that company, Vassetti from Love Systems. I've even created dating programs for some of the biggest dating companies in the world, places like the Tao of Badass or Altair Publishing or Enrich Marketing. All of these companies have hired me to create dating programs for them. But I'm constantly overwhelmed with people coming to me and saying, hey, I've got a small dating coaching business and I really wish I could get it off the ground and I just don't know what to do. And so I've been giving advice to these people on the side, and I thought, rather than constantly, charging people money to try and help them do this, and I charge a significant amount of money for my business advice, I thought I'd make this video to break down the simple steps of what it takes to go about becoming a dating coach, and then at the end of the video to give you an opportunity to have me help you out and develop and build your own dating coach business. So if this is something you're interested in, then make sure you watch this video all the way to the very end. Now, as I said, I wasn't always an incredible dating coach. In fact, when I first started my journey at the age of 25, 26, I was a janitor. I worked behind a desk in a basement in a pretty dingy little building, and I didn't make much money at all. In fact, what was great about that job was it came with free rent, but that meant that there wasn't much disposable income. In fact, I was living on about £300 a week. So I was broke, I was bored, I was in a dead-end job, and everything kind of really sucked. My dating life was non-existent, to say the least, and I really had no great opportunities. So what I did was sit behind a desk and I read. I read about dating, I bought dating books, I read dating books, and I went out and I tested every single thing. Now, I wouldn't wish my journey on anybody. I spent my first 3 months going out, talking to people, testing theories, getting rejected over and over again. But I eventually worked my way up to being a dating coach. And it took about 2 years, about 2008 is when I really got recognized as being one of the top dating coaches in the world. That was the first time I got voted number 3 in the world after 2 years of a lot of hard work. But I remember working even harder because I wanted to be number 1. They actually made a documentary about me, a Channel 4 documentary called The Rules of Seduction, which followed my rise to becoming the number 1 dating coach in the world, which was incredible. I got voted by every other dating coach that took part, and they all, agreed, or I suppose I got the biggest shares. They voted that I was number 1 in the world back in 2010, which was incredible. But of course, that's 4 years into my journey, but still, to reach the top. But I hit this point where the same day that I got voted number 1 in the world was the same day that I couldn't make a mortgage payment. I had my first house. It wasn't a particularly big home. It was 3 bedrooms and an office. And it was, just on the outskirts of Austin, Texas. It cost me a couple of $100,000. And I didn't have enough money in the bank to pay the mortgage. Thankfully, that week I managed to get another client and I got it paid. But I realized that becoming one of the best dating coaches in the world didn't mean that you were going to be one of the best businessmen in the world. And there were other people who I knew for a fact weren't as good when it came to dating as me, that were just making much more money. And I knew this because these people would hire me to create dating programs for them. They went off and made a lot of money off of my name and the programs that I created. And that was kind of like how I was getting by making programs for other people. And I wasn't really generating my own income, but it was worth it because, I was making somewhat money doing it. But I realized that if I was going to get good at this, I had to do something different. And so I made the decision to sit down, look at my business, and actually become a real business owner rather than just a dating coach. And this is the mistake I see so many other people make when they're out there and they start like any kind of coaching business, but specifically a dating coaching business. They're like, I'm good as a dating coach, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help people. The problem is that doesn't necessarily translate into being successful financially. Sure, you might be able to help a few people, you might be able to make some money for, some drink money to go out to the bars or what have you, but it's nothing like a real business, the kind of things that you need to grow and scale. And so I went out and I hired some of the best business mentors in the world. In fact, I got to work with people such as Roland Frazier, I got to work with Ryan Deiss, Perry Belcher, Brad Costanzo. These are all some of like these huge business marketers. I hired Ryan Stewman. I got some great advice from Kent Clothier, Jay Abraham. And what I did is I sat down and I learned from each of them and I took all their advice, compiled it together and put it into my dating business. And the minute I did this, everything transformed for me. I remember the very first time I started putting their advice into action, it was just a very simple sequence of steps that I could put into place. And I ended up generating $38,000 myself the very first time I did this. And I was blown away because I made almost as much money in that 1 week just doing a few simple things that I actually made from creating an entire dating program that took me a couple of months for one of my clients. And this is where I realized that a lot of the business advice that I learned wasn't working individually. I couldn't just go to one of these experts. I really needed to take something from all of them. But when I did that, everything compounded. Now, the problem is for me to learn all of this, I had to spend a significant amount of my own money to be able to do it. In fact, between you and me, I had to take out some loans. I had to, skirt quite close to the wire a few times. But in doing so and putting it into practice, I found that investment multiplied. However, now I've got this really unique skill set. I not only know how to be an incredible dating coach, in fact, to teach anybody to be a dating coach, but I also know the exact steps that I should have taken back when I started my journey in order to help me develop and get where I needed to be. You see, I spent those first 2 years focused on trying to become known as one of the best dating coaches in the world, whereas actually what I should have done is just knuckle down and put my business in place so that when I became big, I would have an entire business to funnel it through. Because that's kind of how a business works. The idea is it's essentially a machine, and the idea is you put people in the machine one end and money comes out the other end. The problem is because I didn't have my machine in place, I became really well known. In fact, I ended up on the Steve Harvey Show, the Today Show, and a lot of other places, and I became known for being incredible at dating and for helping people. But the problem is my machine wasn't in place. So I had a whole bunch of people coming to visit me and see what I'm about, and not a lot of money came out the other end until I got all these business processes in place. And now, after years of doing this, I broke it down as a system. And the reason for this is that's how I go about dating. You see, my entire dating program is all about teaching people a simple system that you can follow. If you do X, you will receive Y. And that way I can teach people that as long as they follow these steps, they're always going to get these results. And this has been the key to my success as a dating coach. But I had this fear that what if something went wrong in my business? What if there was a piece of it that I didn't really understand? And so I drilled it down to the bare roots to work out exactly what I would need to do to build and grow the business ever again. Now, the great news is I don't need to do that. My business is successful. I don't have to start again from the ground up. But I suppose I had this fear inside me that something would go wrong one day and that I may have to start my business all over again. And so I wanted to think, what advice would I have given myself if I could go back to 2006 to the young me that was about to start being a dating coach and say, hey, Adam, listen, if you follow these steps, you're going to be in a much better place financially, much faster, and you're going to have a really secure business. So I built this entire thing and I didn't really have anything to do with it. And so what I've been doing with it is teaching people how to start their own dating coaching business or help them scale their dating coach business. And I've been charging them a significant amount of money for this because, ultimately it makes sense, right? If you're going to earn $100,000 or more in a year, then it's probably worth an investment of $25,000, which is actually what I teach people and what I charge people with my business program. But because I've got it down as a simple system, I realized that it doesn't necessarily have to be such a big ticket price. And my $25,000 program is actually designed for people that want to start any business, not just the dating coach business. But because I have so much experience with this one niche, this one area, I decided that I would get together with some of my friends and create a program that I call the Six-Figure Dating Coach. And this is essentially just a step-by-step system. It's got 4 modules that teaches anybody to be a dating coach. And the best part about it is you don't even have to be good at dating. Because the first 3 modules are all focused on teaching you how to teach somebody else to be good at dating, which is great because you can essentially teach yourself how to do it throughout the whole program as well. But if you've got dating skills, if there's already a whole bunch of results and maybe you've got your love life sorted out, then this is even better for you because you've already got all the experience and you can go through it and learn how to teach and how to guarantee results for your students so that at the end, when you get into that final module, all you have to do is follow my step-by-step cookie cutter program that breaks down how to build a small business and scale it up so you make, 6 figures a year or more. Now, this is a program that I am super involved with right now. I'm in love with it. I'm helping a whole bunch of the first students go through the program and develop out their businesses. And in fact, as you're watching this video, there are people doing it live right now. And I wanted to take a moment to invite you to come along and maybe consider being a part of this program. Just imagine what it would be like to, over the next 3 months, having me and the other dating coaches that we've brought together for this program, helping you develop your own dating coaching business. Now, I believe that being a dating coach is one of the best things you can do in the world, and I'll let you know all the different reasons why I think it's good. First of all, you can pick your own hours. Having the ability to schedule when you want to work gives you freedom to be able to, spend time with your loved ones or go to those events that you've always wanted to go to where your job kind of gets in the way. Secondly, if you get really good at it, there's something incredible about seeing the result on somebody's face when you help them get the love of their life. This is a bond that's created between you and the student that lasts forever. And sometimes the students that you get are really influential. In fact, I'm getting to go and have dinner with Arnold Schwarzenegger literally a month from now due to the connections of the connections of the connections that I've made through being a dating coach. And that's something I couldn't even fathom happening to me 15 years ago when I was a janitor sitting at a desk. Lastly, I think one of the absolute best things is you get the ability to travel. There are students all over the world that want to learn dating, that want to be able to, develop their skill set, and they'll be willing most of the time to fly you out there to go and be there with them. You get these incredible views, these incredible vacations. I've taught everywhere from South Korea, Australia, various parts around Europe, and of course all over America, simply because there are people that wanted to fly me there. In fact, just today, I was negotiating with a Saudi Arabian client who wants to bring me out there, and that's somewhere I've never been before either. And so these are all of the things that I think are absolutely wonderful about being a dating coach. But the benefits of this program specifically are not only are you going to get to experience all those things as an incredible dating coach, but you're going to have an accountability coach guide you through the program to make sure that this program isn't one that you just start and then give up on. You're going to have an actual member of our team going through with you step by step, making sure that you implement and try out all of the different techniques that help you get to where you want to be. The modules are going to give you the step-by-step processes that I've used in my own business to help me get success, and of course, to ensure that your students get the results that they want. I think one of the most important things is you're going to get to be part of the community, a community that myself and a bunch of other dating coaches are involved in. So if you get stuck, if you get worried or not sure how to do something, if you get a particularly difficult client, you can reach out to us, put your question in, and have us help you through that situation so you've got the support that you need to get the results that you want. One of the coolest things about this particular program, I believe, is it's something that you can do either as a side hustle, something you do on the weekends or in the evenings to just supplement the income of your job, or it's something that you can really focus on as a career. And the best part is you don't have to choose that right now. You can start up the business, go through it, and then if you love it, if you really enjoy it, and of course it's making the kind of income you want, then you can just let your job go and move on with the business, which is exactly what I did. I didn't quit being a janitor, first of all. I just did dating coaching in the side. In fact, within a few weeks, I managed to get enough money that was significantly better than my income, but that's because my income kind of sucked as a janitor. But still, it was a no-brainer to make that decision once the income came in really, really well, to just drop the job and focus on doing something that I truly love that made a big difference. However, there is something that I think is even more important and something you need to consider. You see, in this age, we're in 2020 at the time of me filming this video, we live in an age where artificial intelligence is taking over so many different things. People are relying on artificial intelligence to drive cars, and it's replacing jobs. They're trusting artificial intelligence to help with their taxes and to help with all these other things. In fact, many experts, many scientists, in fact, many business professionals that sort of analyze the future and do future projections believe that in the future, the most secure jobs are going to be those that teach soft skills. For example, dating has a whole bunch of dating apps and maybe even artificial intelligence to help people match. but that's not gonna help you actually on the date, not gonna help you actually communicate and get to talk to somebody or to make sure you don't upset them or weird them out. That's where a dating coach comes into play. And that's why I believe that this is one of the few careers that is actually future-proof. And so if you're worried about your career being replaced by robots or software or something else, or maybe you're just looking for something that's gonna pay significantly more than the average wage that you're currently living on, or you want something that's fun and interesting as a diversion to start a secondary business because the one that you're working on is just not the kind of thing that you want, then I truly believe that this could be the career for you. At this point, it should be pretty obvious what you wanna do. Either you wanna click X, get out of this video and you're like, I don't wanna be a dating coach, or you might be curious enough to find out what this program is all about and what it would mean to work with me and the other dating coaches and help you become a six-figure dating coach. Well, it's very simple. As I said, if you really hired me through my business consultancy to help you grow your business, you'd be paying me $25,000. Now, it'd be worth it. In fact, with my business consultancy, I just had an amazing testimonial from one of my students.
My name is Sean Cecil. I'm the founder and executive director of the Oculus Institute. I signed up, and during the time that I've been in Launchpad, I have made more than twice my money back.
That's pretty amazing if you think about it. But I wanted to do something really special for someone who's getting into this, because I'm aware that if you've just got some dating skills and maybe you just have a normal job, or maybe you've never done a business before and this is a little bit risky for you, I wanted to make it something really easy. And after all, this is something that I have a lot of experience in. They say it takes X amount of hours, and it's 10,000 hours to master something. And I think you can achieve that in about 5 years if you focus on it as a full-time job. But I've been doing this for 15 years. That means I've got my 10,000 hours in learning it. I've got my 10,000 hours in teaching teachers, and in fact I've now got about 10,000 hours in teaching teachers to help their students grow and so on and so forth. So I have a lot of experience in this field, and it's something that is very easy to me. It comes naturally to me, and I know exactly what steps I have to do every single week for me to get clients, for me to grow my business, and I'm just going to share those with you and help you, because the reality is there are so many people in the world that are struggling with their dating life that I couldn't help them all even if I wanted to. There is a plethora of clients. In fact, I have hundreds of thousands of clients constantly reaching out and communicating and looking for work. And the thing that holds us back from being able to help them is there's only so many of us. We can't provide for all of them. And so it makes a lot more sense to train up other dating coaches so they can go and do it. And if you're successful at it, we can consider maybe partnering together, or there could be all sorts of other opportunities in the future. So rather than charging $25,000, we wanted to make this an absolute no-brainer. And so we've got the price set for just $2,997. While this may sound great and an incredible opportunity, I think one of the biggest things that you can get right now is amazing business advantage to being first to market. The sooner that you get your name out there as a dating coach in your area, the better it's going to be and easier it's going to be for you to secure that area, to get the most clients, and for you to build your business. And so there's a real time element here. The first one to market is going to have the better success. And so if you really want to succeed at this, if you want that best opportunity, then you want to make sure you're one of the first to get on board with this program. Now, I know this can be stressful. And in fact, when I was growing my business and hiring all those business consultants, at one point I spent over $330,000 in a single year of my own money to try and grow and build my business. And that was a very scary time for me. And I know that this investment, while nowhere near as big as that, is still probably a scary thing for you. I just want to make it as easy as possible. Ultimately, here's how it works. If you go in the program and you go through the entire thing, and then by the end of the program, this hasn't worked for you, it's not getting you what you want, and you feel that this isn't gonna, this isn't the right path for you, and it's not gonna go anywhere, and you've applied everything that we've taught and it's just not happening, then you can have your money back. And better than that, you can keep all of the digital elements that, help you, learn about your own dating life or what have you. So I've done this because I want to make it a no-brainer for you. I want this to be something where you can say, you know what, I'm willing to give this a go. If you believe in yourself and you believe that you really want this, then we want to help you get there too. And so we've mapped out the entire thing, and if it doesn't work and this isn't for you, then you can just get your money back. So if you truly like the idea of being a dating coach, then here's what I want you to do. We're not going to accept absolutely everybody into the program. The reason for that is, as I said, there's only one of me. We've got a few other dating coaches, but there's a natural capacity that we can take. And we don't want to dilute the program by just letting anybody in. So we've created an application process where we want to talk to you, and that's completely free of charge. You can get on the phone and talk to us so we can assess to see if we're right for each other, if we're a natural fit, if you have what it takes to, be serious enough to start your own dating coaching business, and if you feel that we're the people to help you get there. We've done this as a no obligation call, specifically so we can just talk about it and see if this is right for you. You know the price, you know what you're getting, and of course you've seen, hopefully, my entire business grow from scratch since 2006 when I first started getting into the dating to now in 2020 when I'm sitting here with a multi-million-dollar business. I drive a Maserati, I've got multiple homes, and my life has become successful, all because I became a dating coach. And this is something that I have broken down time and time again for myself, for other students, and I'd like to do the same for you, providing you're what we're looking for. So, although, some of these numbers may sound big and scary, you don't really have to worry about it. All you have to do is take the time to look somewhere on this page. There should be an ability to fill in a form to talk to one of our team members, and we can have a discussion with you and see if this is right for you. And as long as you're willing to put in the investment in energy, in time, focus, and of course in money to actually taking on the program, then we would love to match that and help you get the results that you want. And so what I'd like you to do is to click on the form, fill it in right now, and book the time to talk with our team so that we can help you. And here's the thing, if you don't do this today, if you don't take action, then the only thing I can promise you is your life is gonna stay the same. In fact, we already had an applicant come through this program. Like I said, we've been testing it out, and we said no to them this morning specifically because they weren't ready to move ahead and do this. They just constantly kept saying, oh, I don't know, I'm already amazing. I don't know if this is gonna be right for me. And yet in the same breath, they're talking about how much they're struggling financially and don't know if they can afford the program. So this is somebody who's trying to build up their own dating coach business, and they're admitting that they're struggling, admitting that they need help, and yet they're not willing to actually reach out and get the help. And ultimately, we can help you as long as you're willing, as long as you want us to help you. And if you don't take this action, if you don't fill in the form that literally costs nothing to fill in, then we can't help you. We can't get you there. But if you like the idea of being a dating coach, if you're just curious about it, there is no risk to filling in that form and talking to us and letting us guide you through the program. In fact, we've got a number of payment options that are available to you to make this a little bit easier if this is something that you truly want to do, and we'd be willing to work with you to help you get there, providing you're the kind of person that we're looking at. So be the person that you know you want to be, the person that actually takes action and gets the results. After all, you must be aware that if you don't take action, you don't get the results you want. If you do take action, you will get the results, or at least you have a much better chance. And then when we talk, we can find out if this is a good fit for both of us. And this really is a great opportunity for you. If you're not making the kind of money you want, if you don't currently have the career that you want, if you like the idea of being a dating coach, or if you've got tons of dating skills and you're in a relationship and you're not using them, then this really could be either the career or the side hustle for you. And it costs nothing to do this. All you have to do is fill in the form. If you are accepted and you do decide to go ahead with it, then you're not gonna pay the $25,000 that all of my business clients get charged in order for me to help them grow their business. You're just gonna pay $2,997 for the program. As I said, if you go through that program and you put it into practice and you're finding it's not working for you, then it has a full money back guarantee, because ultimately, if you're not getting the results you want, then I don't want your money. But at this point, of all the things I've done in my life, this is the thing I've spent more time on than anything else. I know that I can get you those results as long as you want them. So this is the time to do it. You need to act now if you want to do this. All you have to do is fill in that form. I hear about these get-rich-quick schemes or what have you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is I will tell you exactly what I did to actually see the success of my business. With the advice and the techniques that I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn, I will break down the things that specifically work for dating and teach you how to do it in your area to help you grow your business. I'm not giving you a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm giving you a proven set of methods that we have used to grow and build a business. And obviously there's a chance that this may not work for you and this may not be right for you, and that's absolutely fine. That's why we added the guarantee. So that if you do go through it and you're like, you know what, this just isn't working, then you can have your money back. So no, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it is backed by a real guarantee. Ultimately, it's just us wanting to help people because so many people reach out to us, and we figured, you know what, we may as well just turn this into a program and just help people in a very simple and easy way. Plus, it helps us get a whole bunch of other dating coaches out there that we can potentially collaborate with, work with, or maybe even bring in to work with our company. So there's a lot of really good upside for us if you do this and actually, follow through with it and make it happen. So that's why we wanted to do this. So that's the breakdown of absolutely everything that you get. So go ahead and do it now. Just click on that form, fill it in, and then, have a call with one of our team and let's see if this works and if we can make this work for you and help you become a six-figure dating coach.